Do you need to go really quick?
To the restroom?
Yeah, before we start. You want to do it before we go?
No.
Before we start?
Let's see what happens.
You're gonna
You're
gonna leave me at a very critical point.
I'll see if I can make it to Joseph Tilley's intro before we go.
Thanks, Joseph.
Is it weird that I can't hear anything at all through my headphones? Is that supposed to be that way? Oh, I probably got to turn it on. That's right. Remember?
Yeah, you got to turn your headphones on.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Can you hear now?
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Oh, well.
You sound great. You sound great.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Fantastic.
WKRP Cincinnati. Isn't that a show?
It was a show, yeah. I don't go to since somebody recently visited Cincinnati and they asked me to give them all the great places. They think because I am from Ohio that I know everything about every city in Ohio. Like, hey, could you give us a few tips and these things and blah, 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 blah about Cincinnati?
You know what you should tell them? Give them like the worst. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go to a Bengals game. Don't watch the game. Just eat food there.
Eat the food.
The food there is great. So
it's
that's
made
the
from
best
real
restaurant.
Bengal.
Yes, and then you go to the movie theater to get dessert.
Yes.
Don't watch a movie.
No, just tell them
all the most expensive
these
places
have
to
the
eat.
best. Yeah, I like that. How could you lose?
It's how you save the box office, Neil. Boo. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're so excited to be here. Is this a Maine or
I
Patreon?
went to. I think this is Maine.
Hey,
this has to be Maine because we're talking about.
We're talking about it. But at the bequest of Brock Hart.
I went through the Starbucks drive-thru yesterday, and the lady said, "Hey, welcome to Starbucks. How you doing today?" And I said, "I'm doing." I just kept holding the fantastic out, and she interrupted me. She goes, "You okay out there?"
You know,
and I said, "Fantastic."
The only way you could have made that better, is if you'd have been. Like it's an oscillating
I'd
fan.
Have to get, oh,
you see what I did there?
I do.
Yeah,
that would have been so much better.
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg, didn't he say something like, "I like to ask my fan questions because it's not in his head"? No, nope.
You did the voice really well.
I'm Mitch Hedberg. Nope, got worse.
As soon as you tried.
Ruined it. As soon as I actually tried.
Mitch Hedberg.
I'm Mitch Hedberg.
No, that's not.
I'm probably on drugs.
That's Andrew Dice Clay is who you're doing. That's not him.
I thought it was the roast.
Not. Oh.
Of Alec Baldwin.
Beef. Hey,
wow.
Did you see those clips of him that SportsCenter posted on Instagram the other day of him balling?
Alec Baldwin balling? No. Is that what you're talking about?
No, Adam Sandler out there in all the pickup games.
Why did you say Adam Sandler? I said Alec Baldwin.
I know, but I said Adam Sandler, so it doesn't really matter.
Hashtag transitions. Yes, he's a hooper. But his shorts are always a little too big.
And he's wearing a giant polo shirt. He was sweaty. Yeah. He had some no-look passes.
He's a goose. He's a silly goose. I played basketball with some guys at the rec league.
Really?
Not really at the rec league, but we were just playing. I was going to go work out. And I was like, I'll just play some hoops. I'd been practicing with my boys, trying to get them to learn how to dribble. Yeah. And I was like, hey, guys, can y'all just sit here and watch my phone while I go play with these young men?
Hey, kids, let your dad show these guys
And
how
they
to
didn't
play.
pay attention. No, I went and played. And they did pick teams. And I was near the end of the pick list because I didn't know these kids. And they're all like 19 and in shape.
You showed them, though. You're like, hey.
Well, I'll say this. Yeah. I was one of the top 2 to 3 players. But I did surprise them.
3 on 3.
Like we were playing and they just like, oh, some old dude, whatever.
Yeah.
And I drove and I don't know, I'm not very good, but I got lucky and I did like a spin and I threw it behind my head and like pass to a dude at the block and they go, whoa. And I was like,
that's what you want.
Guys, first things first, I'm the greatest. I'm the realest.
Did you hand out like QR codes to our podcast and that? You're like, first things first, here's our podcast.
Patreon.com/explain everything. No, it's always a compliment when you do stuff with younger, like you like are playing sports with kids, with young people, like young to 20-year-olds, and it's the weirdest way to explain this ever. And
young
they say,
to 20-year-olds.
I'm sorry, and they ask you at some point, they go, how old are you? Yeah. Like 30?
Oh.
And then I go, 36. I go, you move pretty well.
There you go.
It's like, wow. Yeah. I don't know if it's a compliment or not,
no,
but I do know that I am my dad now. That's what I know. I am my dad.
Hey, has your dad seen Spider-Man No Way Home?
No way. No, he has not.
Has Joseph?
Joseph Tilley?
Yeah.
J Tills? Mm-hmm. J to the Tizzle.
When are we going to run out of ways to intro this segment?
I hope never.
Music? I mean, we're always going to find a way. Hey, we just can't come back from this one and say that it looks like we actually have made it.
It looks like
because we do have almost every time. You go, you know what? I think we have.
I think we've made it.
Hey, we have.
Question before we hit to J Till. Mm-hmm. Can we make a new thing where our goal is to get our amazing, beautiful, attractive listeners.
Well, I didn't know where you're going with that.
Make our goal to get Joseph Tilley to start listening to the podcast.
Yes.
So it's like, we don't ask people to go to patreon.com/explain everything for bonus episodes. We don't ask them for that. We don't ask them to follow us on social media. We don't ask them to rate us 5 stars with a great, amazing comment on iTunes or Spotify. We don't ask for that.
Yeah.
All we ask is that you go to Joseph Tilley Music, his Instagram account.
Message him.
And comment, publicly comment and say, I heard you. Yeah. I heard your music on Explain Everything podcast. It's amazing. And I love you because of that. Like, that's our goal, is to get our amazing, beautiful, wonderful, small listener fan base.
Growing. It's a growing fan base.
In Germany. In German, go on, oh my gosh, go to Joseph Tilley's Instagram. And in German, comment how much you love his music on the podcast.
You're trending. Yeah.
Is that does that be our new goal?
That's a goal. I think we can have more than one goal.
Neil, this is the only thing that matters to me.
Okay, that's probably the number one goal. The other goal would be to see how long we could go
before the intro music,
doing witty banter before we get to the intro music.
Minus the witty. Just Tyler trying to navigate, hanging out and playing basketball with some young boys.
Yeah, but you did. Yeah, and they said, "Whoa,
whoa, how old are you?
Whoa."
That's when you know you've made it.
How old are you, man? Your knees.
Your knees.
Okay?
You don't jump high. But you pass accurately.
So we used to play pickup when we were doing student ministry, and they would always laugh because I would go to jump, and not a lot of me left the ground at all. They're like, you looked like you were going to go a lot higher than you did, but you didn't really lift off the ground much. Yeah. There was a lot of laughter.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fine. That's what I want.
I shoot like T-Rex because I don't want them to pack me. I'm like, and I shoot it really fast because these kids can jump.
Oh yeah, they'll get over.
And I'm not jumping. I'm not going to out jump these boys. LeBron James coming up block behind my back.
Whoa.
Curry to Iguodala, to Curry to Iguodala, LeBron James.
Slammed.
Just a kid from Akron. Yes. Should we start the intro music?
I'll do it.
Remember, comment on Joseph Tilley's Instagram in German how much you love his music on the podcast.
Tell him about it. This is a sick. This thing
sick
slaps.
Beat. It slaps indeed.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. Now officially your 4th favorite podcast. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you go to patreon.com/explain everything to get exclusive episodes. Looks like we made it.
It does. It does.
I knew you were going to do it.
I know. I can't help it. It looks like we have made it.
Hey, speaking of made it, we do need to say this will have some spoilers in it. This is spoiler heavy.
Real heavy.
I'm
talking rocks in your socks heavy.
This is going to be difficult.
This is Slater trying to get his weight up to get into in the college years to try to fight in the wrestling. That's on you, fam.
I'm sorry.
That's on you, Neil.
I should.
We're done here.
I should be disrespected in front of everyone for not listening or watching that.
That's fair.
100%. Okay, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
This is me. I'm signing into all the notes that I made pre-podcast because I missed your preparation.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. Honestly, I don't even know the best way. That we have so much stuff to talk about. This is a main. This is our main page because we could do this. We've wanted more people to hear it. We could do this on just our Patreon, but we wanted everybody to, because this is a big one. This
matters.
Okay, so your favorite movie of all time?
No. What is it?
Yes, yeah.
Spider-Man. Correction. It's not my favorite movie of all time. What is the greatest movie ever made?
The greatest movie ever made.
It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, good. I believe that this, as far as MCU, any kind of movies outside of Endgame, this is up there.
Yeah. Well, Endgame is just a culmination of this is the culmination of the Spider-Man franchise.
Right. The 3. This is the end of the 3. This is the No Way Home, the Homecoming, Far From Home.
Yes, which we're going to talk about because those 3.
Oh yeah.
That is his origin story.
Yeah.
Well, people have talked about, we're not the ones that create this, but they talk about how like everybody else, like for Tobey Maguire and for Andrew Garfield, their origin story was in like the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like we skipped that with this one because the first time we saw him, wasn't it in Civil War?
It was in Civil War.
So the first time we saw him, he's already Spider-Man.
He was already there.
We assume Uncle Ben's died. He's already had the great power comes great responsibility. Right. This movie, it's like you realize,
like, oh wow,
this this whole trilogy was his origin story.
Yeah.
They did 3 movies of this plus his appearances in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this is the origin story of this Marvel Spider-Man. And he signed up for at least 3 more.
Yeah, he has signed on for 3 more, specifically with Sony, which is interesting.
Really?
So there are a few things that are in here that I didn't realize until after. So this is one of those things, like, you watch it. I watched it in a theater it was packed. Did you see it in a packed theater?
I did. First time I saw it.
That was, and then you saw it again with not many.
It was about, I'd say, half pack.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It was like 70% full.
Okay.
And there was kids talking. There was a guy that kept yelling, "Shut up," at him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
he was
great.
into it.
Yeah, it was great. And then,
Shut up,
and then a
I've
guy
waited for this my whole life.
3 seats down from me in the second time I saw it, fell asleep during the movie and
Whoa.
started snoring loudly.
No. Oh, my gosh. So not a fan.
I mean, for probably 3 minutes, he was snoring way too loud. Like, I'm in the movie,
Wow.
taken out of the movie. In the movie, taken out of the movie. And then here's some kids talking. You go, "Shut up!"
Wow.
And then it was funny because when they got done, so the young men talking, or the young people talking in the back were black. Okay.
Okay.
The guy that was yelling "Shut up" was sitting a row in front of him. He was also black, and he kept yelling "Shut up" at him.
Okay.
They left after the movie, and we're all staying for the end credits. He apologized to the theater and wanted to let us know that they did not represent him.
That's hilarious.
I started laughing. I was like,
good.
"My man."
They do not represent me.
Yeah, they do not represent me
That's
or
funny.
represent us, and I apologize. And he was like, "I'm not with them. They don't represent us."
There were cheers. There were so many, like, applause and cheering moments that I there were things I couldn't hear because people were still screaming from whatever those moments were. And there were a lot of them.
Yep.
There were definitely laughter moments, but I think I heard people actually crying several
I teared
times.
up a couple times.
Yeah, I got
Twice
choked up.
I teared up.
I got choked up. I didn't tear up.
He's dying.
That was somebody
He's
who's
blind.
actually.
Hey, speaking of, who was in that? Tobey Maguire.
Oh, you're right.
He was a Seabiscuit.
Oh my!
Full circle,
gosh.
Neil.
He came full circle. What if he came in and he, like, when the portal showed up, he came on a horse, and he's like from the wrong.
And then
universe.
that guy popped his head and goes, "He's blind in one eye."
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So I will say this about the movie. They kept a lot of this under wraps. They did an incredible job because the amount of interviews that Andrew Garfield was in, Tobey Maguire wasn't in any interviews. It's because Andrew Garfield was in Tick, Tick, Boom.
Yeah.
And people during that press junket were asking him, "Are you in this movie?"
Yeah,
and
Jimmy
he was
Fallon
like,
straight asked him.
"Yeah, like straight up." And he honestly, he got to the point where he started acting angry for people asking him this. And you go, "Oh wow, okay, he's serious. He's definitely not in this." And then Tobey Maguire wasn't in any interviews for anything.
No.
He was in, well, Cider House Rules 2, but that
Return to Space Mountain.
it was like, okay, he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was shocked at a couple of appearances. The first shocking one that hit you in the movie, like sequentially, like who showed up that shocked you?
Tom Holland. I'm just kidding.
No, Daredevil.
Oh yeah, Matt Murdock.
So Matt Murdock. Did you watch
Yes.
you watched all the Netflix ones?
I watched all the Daredevil series. I think.
Yeah.
How many seasons were there? 3?
3.
I don't know if I watched the 3rd season. I know I watched the first 2.
Okay.
It was really good.
It's really good.
Very good. Did you watch all of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they have so in that, Kingpin is definitely in there. That he's the main villain, and I think Vincent D'Onofrio does a great job.
Yep.
So I almost said Leonardo DiCaprio. Very different.
Leonardo D'Onofrio. Banderas.
Leonardo. The third.
What if you could just fusion dance some people?
You probably
to become.
could.
That's from Dragon Ball Z, which we haven't explained
Oh,
yet.
no,
because
no, we
I feel
haven't.
like nobody would listen to it. You keep being like, "Let's do Dragon Ball Z." I know you used to like that, and I'll be like, "No," because I don't want to lose all of our listeners.
I don't want, but I actually do want to know. You could explain it to me off camera.
Okay,
how
deal.
about
That'd be
that?
great. Hi, we're gonna explain Neil's eyes glazing over
Why did Neil fall asleep and start snoring halfway
because
through
Tyler's
this
talking
episode?
about a fusion dance between Go
Just
Tanks.
hire that guy
and
to
trunks.
come to that episode, and he could sit on the couch with us, and every once in a while yells, "Shut up!"
What guy are you
The
talking?
guy from your movie theater. Sorry,
Oh,
I brought him over
I know.
to our.
I was like-
universe. He came from that universe
Yeah, yeah.
over into this universe.
Yeah. And then whenever I do a bad job explaining, he goes, "He does not represent me."
So that was shocking, and it was so fast. I mean, he's not even in there for a minute.
No, but they introduced him. They crossed the world over.
Yeah, and that's what that Marvel said they would never do. They would never bring the Netflix version over into the MCU because they were trying to go a new direction and they were shutting everything down from Netflix. But I wonder how much of that is fan, like, not pressure, but you just, when you know you've got a good thing, and he's great at good. Daredevil. He's spot on. I think that was really good. There are a few others that I think were shocking. The villains, I think we all kind of knew who was going to be in them.
Yep.
I think
we didn't know that Doc Ock would turn good. We didn't know that.
Right.
From the trailers.
Yeah, you can't tell from the trailers. Also, from the trailers, you sent me a TikTok. No, Roman sent me a TikTok that you should know this, listener. Trailers lie to you.
They's tricksters.
On purpose. And Marvel has done it in almost every major trailer that they have. They did it in all the Avengers movies, but they did it in this one. So when they show Spider-Man flying, like swinging around like Times Square and all that kind of stuff with MJ, in the trailers, you don't see it. But in the movie, they have Rogers the Musical is everywhere.
They added it into the trailer like a week before the movie.
Did they really?
Yeah, they added it in like right there at the last minute, like the last trailer.
Okay.
They re-edited a trailer, and then they had to re-edit a trailer also because, you know, like every time a trailer comes out, especially for something like this, there are people that like frame by frame it.
Frame by frame.
And whenever in the trailer, Tom Holland's Spider-Man was swinging against like the Lizard, Sandman, and Electro.
Right.
You can see like before he gets there, Lizard's head like whips to the side like he got hit. Oh. And they freeze and they're like, who hit him?
Yes.
And they're like, these three are going to be, and they were.
Yeah.
And they had to go in and like redo the trailer and re-upload it.
That was amazing. Yeah. You know, they recreated the three Spider-Man pointing at each other meme. They did that moment in the movie
part?
With the three. Well, they're up there on the up on Statue of Liberty, and they were like just it's so quick and so random.
Yeah.
Of just the general pointing at each other.
There's so many, and then they had Tom Holland because it was so meta with the fact that it like addressed, like it wasn't meta, it didn't like break the fourth wall, but it did address a lot of the stuff that fans have been talking about for years. They all talk about how Andrew Garfield's were not the best of the three.
Right.
Like even though he did it, he's my favorite Spider-Man.
He did a great job.
He stole the movie
better
for me.
than Tom Holland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he meets the personality of Spider-Man more. Like he is a smart aleck, kind of like the rules don't apply, but they kind of apply. Like I'm a good guy, but I'm also kind of doing what I want.
Yeah. I think, oh my gosh, what's the other Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire.
I think his is just a little bit too nerdy.
Yeah.
He's just, I don't believe that he is going to be with the people that he's with. I don't think that they would be friends. There's a lot of that. I'm like, I don't know. That seems like a stretch. Andrew Garfield, so I'm like, okay, I can see that.
Yep.
I think they brought them in this way, into the movie the right way. If they had done, because you have to put Tobey Maguire second.
Yeah.
If you bring him in first, everybody is expecting Andrew Garfield, but they gave Andrew Garfield more of the moment, the awkward moment. Sticking around, the whole climbing up there and getting. Yeah, that was amazing. The cool youth pastor comment was.
I laughed so loud.
So I was like, okay, that's hilarious.
I laughed
that
out
was
loud
amazing.
at that.
That was good. There are a couple of things that I didn't realize here. There is a moment when they're up on the Statue of Liberty, which was that whole shield thing was weird to me.
Why?
I don't know. It seemed like it was too far. It was like, wow, we're really going to put... I mean, the shield was almost as big as the Statue of Liberty itself. It was
it should be. What did she protect? She didn't save us from Thanos.
She did nothing. Right. They should have just taken that one down altogether and put Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers up there holding the torch.
Holding the Statue of Liberty. No, he's holding the Statue of Liberty.
All right, this is even better. You lost, you got me.
So in Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire actually hurt his back in a stunt. I forgot about all this. He hurt his back. You remember that whole scene up on the Statue of Liberty? He's like, it's my back.
Yeah.
I work it out. That was a nod back to the fact that he had hurt his back in real life while he was filming Spider-Man 2.
I thought it was a nod to whenever he... Was it in the first one he was trying to learn how to do it, or in the third one whenever he lost his mojo and he fell and hit the cab and he stood up and he goes, my back.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was the ode to that.
Okay, it's an ode to both of them.
Okay.
So in Spider-Man 2, he hurt his back so bad, and it was early on in the filming, they were going to recast him.
Whoa.
That's how bad it was. How bad his injury was. Do you know who they were going to recast in there?
Andrew Garfield.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Right.
I mean, they're pretty much the same.
It's the same, but I mean,
Jake Gyllenhaal got in later.
Mysterio. Yeah.
Mysterio.
Yeah. That was like, okay, that's gonna.
I love how, because the thing is, fans think that the Amazing Spider-Man, that's the one with Andrew Garfield,
right,
is the lesser of it. Like they alluded to that so much. Like he's like, yeah, you guys fought guys in space. I fought a metal rhino, and he's like, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
That was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
He's like, say it. You're amazing. And then even whenever they're doing the numbering the Spider-Man, he goes,
yes,
1, because they did it literally based on like how much money they made. Like 1, 2, 3. I'm a 3.
Yeah.
He knows.
He knew it.
He was third.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm 3.
He legitimately, like of all 3, he loves that role more.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I saw a thing he read about Stan Lee. I don't know if it was after Stan Lee passed or when he got the role. He's like reading this thing about how when he was a kid, a tall, skinny kid, like Spider-Man gave him like encouragement. Like it literally like saved a lot of his life. He said like he read this poem. It was really good. If I was more prepared, I'd have it right now. I probably downloaded it on my phone, but he reads it and it's like Tobey Maguire, he's done with it, even though he made by far the most money out of any Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, easily.
Because he got a % of the box office.
Yeah.
That's where he won. Mm-hmm. He got the most money, but he's also the most ticked about it. You got Andrew Garfield, who, in my opinion, is the best actor of the 3.
Yeah.
All around best actor, just as an actor of the 3. He loves the role, and he's actually come out and said, since this, his rep said, we'll be in it.
Right.
Sony, Marvel, I'm in if you want to do anything. Yeah. Like whether it's a crossover, its own movie.
They've actually talked about, would they come back and do another one with him, the Amazing?
Well, I know there's a third one, to kind of finish out his story, but like get better storytellers, like get Kevin Feige involved.
Please.
You know that, I don't know if I'm just jumping around now.
No, I love it.
Tobey Maguire, his Spider-Man dies in the movie. In the original filming, Tobey Maguire, when he got stabbed, he died. Oh. But then after Feige watched it and thought of the possibilities of how this could work and how he could expand and bring Tobey, he said, let's leave him alive, because he saw how good Tobey Maguire did. He's like, I might want to bring him back. I might want to bounce him over in a crossover or whatever. He didn't want to limit the possibilities in the future.
I wondered about that.
That's what, because he died. You could tell, like you know movies.
Yeah, he's done.
He's like, oh, this is a death moment. Mm-hmm. And it would have made sense. But then they was like, oh yeah, I've been stabbed before. Like they went and did reshoots so that he could, so that they could keep that possibility open. He just
hung in there, man. So I saw that moment coming. Yeah. When they were there, I'm like, oh no. He's putting his back to him too long. Yeah, don't do that. In this movie, Doctor Strange, I almost forgot it. Doctor Strange is not the Sorcerer Supreme.
Nope. Wong is.
Yep. Because of the blip.
Yep.
Which is crazy. So they're kind of arguing back and forth about it for a second, but then they go right past it.
Yep.
Which I wonder if that plays into the multiverse of madness.
Oh, you got to think I thought about, that makes sense, because they need to free up Doctor Strange to be able to do what he wants.
Right.
Like they got to give it to where he doesn't have the responsibility of that. Because the weight of the world is essentially on the
he's doing the books. He's all the TPS reports. He's got to do everything as the.
He ain't got time to do no spreadsheets.
He has no time.
Although if he wants to, my number one most viewed TikTok is about spreadsheets. So
it's important.
Just beat it.
The end credit scenes were really interesting. So the first one, it's like at the end of Venom, they have an end credit scene, which is the only reason why the movie should even exist. And they bring Venom and Eddie Brock into the MCU. And you're like, oh wow, they're in Mexico.
Yep.
What the heck?
That's why he wasn't there.
Yes.
I did. Why did he go to Mexico? Because he was in San Francisco.
He got pulled. Yeah.
Whenever he got blipped or pulled into the universe. But I guess it'll put you anywhere it wants.
Anywhere it wants.
There's no rules.
There's no rules.
I gotta go to the restroom.
Okay.
But you keep talking.
Okay.
Eddie Brock.
He has this moment. Oh wait, I forgot our music. Hang on. I have our music. Yeah, almost forgot about it. This is Tinkle Time with Tyler. Glad you guys are here with us. This is ridiculous. Okay, so Eddie Brock, he has this slow jam. Yeah, there it is. Oh boy. Okay, turn the music down on that one. That got a little too sultry. So Eddie Brock at the end credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home. What I didn't realize, what pulled him into the universe and then pulled him back out, was this whole space-time shift and universes and all that kind of stuff. It was the spell from Doctor Strange that brought him in. That's why when in No Way Home, or sorry, in Venom, Let There Be Carnage, there was this. I'm going to turn that music down. It seems ridiculous. That's why he did not know who Peter Parker was, and then when he leaves in this movie in No Way Home toward the end. That's why that little piece of the alien symbiote is still there at the bar. Because
that was the part from the Tobey Maguire ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's still... So Eddie Brock, well, I'm really concerned now if that means that Tom... Nope. Who's the actor?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The dude from the 70s show.
What?
Are you talking about him? Coming in as Venom?
No. Well, no. Who's the
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Wow, they're Tom Holland and Tom Hardy.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
So he's not. I wonder if he's even going to be in any of these anymore. If now he is relegated just to Sony franchises.
I mean, that's the thing. They have the option now. Like they
do.
It looks to me like what they're doing is they're opening up options to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
What's that? What's the guy? Topher Grace.
That's him.
You know, I was in a short film with Topher Grace once.
For real?
Yeah.
Why don't you meet with that more often? That's incredible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't I wasn't on set. They did there was a short film, like, I don't know, 8-10 years ago where he was in it. Like, he was a main character in it. Okay. Obviously he's Topher Grace, but the premise of it was that he would short film, it was like 8 or 9, like 7 or 8 episodes. Okay. Like short episodes, but it was done by like a director, big time director. And he would wake up every morning looking like someone else. So he'd wake up every day. He woke up. Oh. It's like Groundhog Day, but instead of the same day,
he looked like you. He woke up
one day. And what he did was he would do like a video diary, recording it. And I was him one of the days, like, talking about my feelings. Yeah.
Why have you never said this out loud?
I don't know. I forget that I did it. Oh, but it was cool because I got like they paid me, I think, like $600 for it. And then because you do auditions, and they were like, "Yeah, we want you to do it." And they filmed it, and then I did it, and it was on there. And then like I got like another, like, I get paid every now and then whenever it like gets sold off or something happens. Yeah.
Where can we see this? What is it called?
I have no idea. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know where it is.
Gosh.
But it's something. I mean, it's probably on his IMDb. I just can't remember. I'll look in. It's not that important.
That's so crazy.
It's not that important. You don't care. But thank you for your false interest.
Okay. So is Peter Parker still a part of the Avengers?
No. Spider-Man is. Because they remember Spider-Man.
Do they?
Yes. They just don't remember Peter Parker.
That's what everybody forgets. Him at all. So he is not, they have no memory of him at all.
Peter Parker.
But
Spider-Man they remember.
Right. So I guess what I'm saying is, are they friends? The reason why because they learned to trust him, they did all this stuff together, and they have none of that now. No, that is not there.
I think he's still like known as Spider-Man, because that's the one thing that Doctor Strange says. He goes, well, is your girlfriend going to forget you? He goes, well, it depends. She would love you because you're Spider-Man or because that. So like she wouldn't forget Spider-Man is what he insinuated. Okay. That's what I think. I got that. But they can do whatever they want, I guess. I want to do what I want.
So the same way that Daredevil is thought of as a vigilante, he's like a menace to society and all that kind of stuff. I think that's where Spider-Man is headed, because in most of the comics, that's the way the Daily Bugle treats him. Yeah. And that's kind of what... So there is no like, Spider-Man, we love you, you're a hero, or whatever. Peter Parker's...
Which he was with the Avengers.
Yeah. And I don't know where all that goes. Yep. There is a way, I think, Sony and Marvel put this whole ending together because at the time they hadn't come to an agreement between Sony and the Disney Plus or the Disney Marvel MCU version of it to keep things open-ended. Because Tom Holland signed on for 3 more movies, but we don't know if he's actually in the MCU anymore.
Oh, because
of their agreement between...
But he's still in that world. Like, the Avengers still exist in his world.
Yeah, but there's no crossover. He then is now... He's like... he's fighting different criminals that
I see what you're saying.
Like,
and maybe that's part of the agreement is he can only be on Disney's side whenever the Disney people are involved. Yep. Like, the fact that Doctor Strange was in this, that's the attachment to Disney.
Right.
So you're saying if they don't include any of the other guys... Yeah. Then he might not be allowed to be. Right. But why would they not just partner up and like Marvel makes things better, bro?
Well, okay, yes.
Like Sony, understand your limitations.
Okay, so but Sony knows what they have. Yeah. And they're going to hold on to this and fight for it every step of the way.
Well, that's the thing, just collaborate. Like, why is it you have to have sole ownership?
I don't know.
Like integrate with this world. They have to.
You would think. Yeah. Well, so YouTube TV just had this big thing with Disney where they couldn't get. So we have YouTube TV. You saw that all that stuff got knocked off.
Yeah.
And it was like what? Like 4 days, 3 days?
Yeah, a couple days.
3 days. And they gave us everybody a $15 discount for the month, which was kind of nice because they couldn't renegotiate that contract or that agreement. Disney knows what they've got. Sony knows what they have. They want
more.
All the more money. Yeah. They want more money.
I know. I'm more of a collaboration guy. It's like, why not everybody get rich instead of just me? That's my opinion.
Yeah. I like the way you think.
We're both super rich.
So rich.
Patreon.com.
Hey, so rich. So Peter Parker is now, we left off this at the end of this movie. He's working on his GED. I need somebody to help explain that to me.
Good at okay. I almost said what people used to call it. I can't. People used to call it the good enough diploma.
Oh my!
So is it
because he's not going to MIT and he's just going to work on his? I just don't understand that part of it.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't go to MIT, but I think he's trying to stay away from them because he doesn't trust himself to not tell them, and that way he can stay there and do what he thinks is right.
He had more planned to say to MJ, and then when he got there, he realized, no, if I enter back into this whole, he had this whole.
I think.
No, I mean
he had it written on a piece of paper,
and he didn't say any of it.
He was reading it.
I think the reason why he didn't is because he's like, wait a minute, this could actually be more harmful for them. Yeah. They just barely got out of this last one alive.
Exactly.
So in the actual comic books, Ned, hang on a second, where is it? Yeah, Ned Leeds goes on to become the Hobgoblin.
Is Ned in the comics? I didn't think Ned was in the comics.
He's in the comics.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Then what about? So I thought Harry Osborn was a Was this like a new set of comics?
No. So that was no.
The original was that?
Yeah. So the original, it's like he takes over his dad as the Green Goblin. It wasn't Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. That he becomes, so it's orange. It's not green. He's like his own different version of it altogether. That's why they did the whole thing like, well, he betrayed me and came back and killed whatever, and so he's like, no, I promise you I won't, which is hilarious because now if they've wiped everybody's memory,
he might. Yep.
That would be interesting.
Well, that's the thing. Ned and MJ are probably going to like fall in love at MIT, and then they're going to come back from college, and it's going to be 4 years later, and Peter's going to be in there, and he's going to run into MJ. I think MJ is going to figure out again because she said either you tell me or I'll figure it out again. I think she's going to find a way to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
She's smart.
Yep. Zendaya
really
is so great.
She did a great job in this.
Yeah,
and she's in this more than she's in Dune.
Yeah. There's less lens. There is some lens flare,
a little
less lens flare with her because they did a lens flare at the end.
So what a lot of people are saying is that, hey, this frees Peter Parker up to go work for the Daily Bugle, to be able to take photos, to make more money, to live out of that apartment and all that kind of stuff. The girl that was on the TV screen at the school, her name is Betty Brant.
Yep.
They actually have an official Spider-Man TikTok page for the Daily Bugle, and she's on it talking about all the stories that they're going to go out and do and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
I love how they kind of cross all that
Yes.
over. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
low-key, it was her and another guy. They were like one of my favorite parts of the Spider-Man movies where they would do like their terrible news station.
Yeah.
That was so funny to me.
It's very self-aware. Yeah.
It was good.
So there are a couple of people now that this kind of frees Peter. It's almost like they gave him it's like what you said. This is an origin story, and now he is free to go all these other directions.
They shook the Etch-a-Sketch.
Yep. So Harry Osborn could come into play.
Yep.
Because there is no Harry. Not on this one. The Black Cat, Gwen Stacy, all of that, I think, is a huge possibility in this next one. What happens to the villains when they go back into their own dimension? That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out. Like, are they going to go back and do they die? Do they pick back up with their life of crime? Do some of them go like on the straight and narrow path or what? I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Anything could happen because if you look at each one individually, like Jamie Foxx's character, he said, "Oh, I was about to die." But he wasn't. He didn't die in the Amazing Spider-Man, did he? Did he die?
No, I don't know. I think he did.
Okay, maybe he did die. But then you got Lizard.
Yeah, he died because he tried to overdose on power.
That's right. Yeah, that's the only way. Yeah, he disappeared. Okay, but then you got the Lizard who didn't die in the other one. Right. But then if he right before he became a human again in Amazing Spider-Man, that's whenever Gwen's dad died, remember, in the movie?
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, if he goes back at any point before that, he's not the Lizard. Gwen's dad
the Lizard
die.
killed Gwen's dad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he would have not killed. That's the thing. They have the option to do anything they want with this.
Yeah.
Doc Ock, if he's still alive and he's good, I mean,
do it.
That'd be great. Power of the sun in my hand.
So how did Spider-Man keep moving the box around while Doctor Strange is trying to get him after he pushes him out of his astral form?
Spider sense, right?
Yeah. I did not get that. I was like, wait a minute, how is he doing that? They never address it.
No.
But it has nothing to do with his, like, Peter Parker's ability to, it's like he can't control it.
Yeah.
And it is his nervous system and his reflexes and muscle memory.
Yep.
That's like, I was like, wow.
It's cool.
Okay. That's legit.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I did not realize that the place where he goes, you know, like when they were talking about, I go to the Chrysler Building, I go to the Empire State Building, and so where does he go? They don't actually say it.
He goes to the top of the school, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Where him and MJ hung out?
Yeah. I didn't put that together in the first time. Yeah. I don't know why. I was like, oh, they went up on some roof or something somewhere. I don't know where it was. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's where him and MJ were talking about.
Yep.
They almost kissed, and then Ned ruined it.
Ruined it. The amount of fan theories on this stuff that got proven wrong. So the original, where this storyline came from, there's a storyline. It's not called No Way Home, or is it? It's kind of like that in the comic books.
I feel like that'd be predictable.
It's a little too predictable. Basically, what happens is something happens, and he goes to Mephisto and asks him instead of Doctor Strange. And Mephisto basically shows him. He says, you and MJ, I think they were like engaged to be married or something like that. Your relationship has to be severed in order to make this other stuff happen, and they agreed to do it, and it all goes horribly wrong after that. It was like, it's not Doctor Strange, not the same consequences, but it's similar. They think, a lot of people think that's where the story came from. So a lot of people are like, and when the first trailer came out, I don't know if you watched, I watched a lot of videos of people like, that's not Doctor Strange. He doesn't look like that. He's not wearing that.
He would never do that. He just risked the whole planet for this and this and this.
And I honestly started bleeding. I'm like, you're right. He never would do that. What is it? That's not him. His hair looks different.
Yeah.
This looks different. And no, he was just trying to help somebody out.
Well, he's also pretty reckless. Like, you got to think who Doctor Strange is. He's reckless.
Yeah.
And the reason he was able to go see all those futures because he had the time stone. Like, he couldn't go see the possibilities here.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you're right.
He'd probably checked them.
He probably would have checked yourself.
Check yourself before
you wreck yourself.
It's blind in one eye.
The others that were out there, a few of those other, like the fan fiction, I think it all got thrown away. But the one that I'm most impressed with is that they kept the Spider-Man's quiet. Like, that is not easy to do.
No.
People, okay.
Because they were in there, I was like, this is not a cameo. They're in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Like legitimately, they're part of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they kept it really quiet. Something that we're, Roman, I think you and I might have talked about it a little bit too. The same way that all the portals opened up in Endgame and then the help came through and helped them is kind of similar to this. The fact that Ned could open it up. He says a line when they walk into the sorcerer, like the what is that? The place where Doctor Strange lives. I don't know where they call it.
Emperor Sanctorum?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Something Sanctorum Flaborum. No,
Yep.
I'm reading too many Harry Potter books now.
Sanctorum Flaborum. Expecto Patronum.
So that he says something about how, like, somebody in his family, it's like in his family blood or his family
Said
line.
he had magic.
And you're like, oh, okay, got it.
But if he could do it, like, you saw Doctor Strange pause, like.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, okay, well, maybe they'll bring Ned in.
Maybe.
Because you don't want Ned to be a bad guy.
No. Isn't it weird, though, that Ned is completely bald?
In all
in real life.
In real life, he is?
Yeah, he doesn't have any hair.
So that's a wig in the movie? I thought he
100%.
shaved it for the press junket.
No. He's completely bald. That's not his hair.
Huh.
It's weird. The whole time I watched the movie, I'm like, is his hair moving? Is his hair? How are they doing on the hair? No, can I shift forward on his forehead? No, he's okay.
Okay.
It's really odd.
That is strange.
Yeah,
I thought it was for like, oh, he's getting ready for the next movie.
But hey, props to whoever did the casting on that to know this guy, even though he doesn't have any hair, he would make a great Ned.
He'd be a great Ned.
Yeah. He'd be
I'm
great.
asking, why is Ned bald? Jacob Batalon is, why does he wear a wig? Who plays? He's missing his hair. Oh, he has alopecia. It prevents his hair from growing from on his body.
That's right. Okay.
That makes sense.
Well, that makes sense. We did not know that.
And he has no eyebrows.
Yeah, no, none of that's real.
wild.
Yeah. So when he's moving around, they're like little caterpillars. He's got the stick on his head, and they stay there, the fuzzy caterpillars.
It's very interesting the way you said that.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not true.
So good, man.
Fan fiction is what that is.
Yeah, well, that's
fan fiction.
That's how 50 Shades of Grey got invented. It was Twilight fan fiction.
Wow.
We learned that on our Twilight episode.
We did, which is Tyler's second favorite episode that we've ever done.
No, it's not. That's not true.
Compared to his first one. I think this one is up there as my second favorite MCU I think Endgame is just too difficult to beat.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
But they also did something where I was trying to explain it to Gina when I came home after watching. I was like, honey, they brought in people from completely different, like, I don't know of another movie that's done that.
Not to where they weren't just a cameo.
The only other time they did it was during WandaVision. When they brought in the other Quicksilver, and you're like, wait a minute, what? That's not the right one. That really threw us.
But he didn't play his Quicksilver. Like
right.
Like it wasn't like he brought that character in.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute, this is odd. The other interesting thing is that the end credit scene or post credit scenes is like after everything rolls. This is the first time they've really done something that is not like a teaser scene or whatever. It was an actual trailer because the trailer for Multiverse of Madness came out yesterday, and it's basically that whole end credit scene.
Yeah,
they've never done that before. I don't know what I think about that.
I mean, I would have loved another end credit scene.
Yeah,
and because I can watch the trailer later.
Yeah, I felt like this is a little bit odd. So in that, they show you a lot of things. So Wanda is at play. Oh, you mentioned something to me. You said Rachel McAdams. No, was it you? It was like, hey, how does Rachel McAdams? No.
How does she what?
That's Mark Cox.
She was walking down the aisle.
Mark Cox. Yeah, they're getting married. It was like one of those.
But not Doctor Strange, her and somebody else, right? Because I thought he was watching.
I think he's there waiting for her to come down the aisle.
Oh, I thought he was watching her get married to somebody else.
I don't know, man. That would be...
I don't know.
Ned.
Ned.
You dog.
How is he bald? Just kidding. I'm Googling it again.
Yeah, that whole scene was interesting because there is definitely the whole, Doctor Strange gone bad in that one.
Yeah.
It has... there was a couple TikToks out there with shot for shot comparisons to.
Okay, yeah, he was waiting to marry her. He's in there. There are guys behind him, and they're not groomsmen. It's like, why is he standing so far up in the aisle? That's not on me.
No,
that's on this.
That's on them.
I've shot 70 to 80 weddings. The groom does not stand a third of the way up the aisle.
Side. Yeah, it was. Awesome.
No, he's up there with the priest, and then maybe his groomsman. This is poor wedding coordination.
That's bad.
Or. He just wore a really fancy suit and stepped out into the aisle, which I have a video clip of. I'm filming the bride walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
And Uncle Joe, who is about 6'6", 400 pounds, steps on the aisle to film her on his flip phone.
What?
And I'm like, they paid me to be here to film this. And you just stepped out. Yeah, it's great.
Did you yell at him?
No.
Did you have that guy
I literally
from the movie
picked
theater?
the tripod up to go over his shoulder, and then he moved. And so I was like, girl, I can't
go back in there and
he is
special
a
effects.
super villain.
Special effects.
He's
Scooby-Doo this crap.
Scooby-Doo this crap. My kids noticed that. So
they did not say
kids,
crap.
In the movie, they say the S word.
They do.
But then in the...
Shut up!
They went... Shut up! He does not represent us. My kids went and saw Clifford with their grandma in theaters, and they had a trailer for No Way Home before Clifford.
Okay.
And they had that scene, but he said crap instead of the S word.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because my kids know cuss words now.
What?
Yep.
Whoa.
I taught them so
Thanks,
that they
Chris Pratt.
wouldn't, because I know like they're going to hear them at school. So I got to say it now.
Yeah.
So
say all of them. All right. So we have two other segments. Wow. I wonder if we could do a foot race for this one. I don't even know if that would work out. How would we?
Who would win the foot race between all three Spider-Men?
All right. You want to do that one?
And us.
You want to do that one?
To foot race?
Yeah.
Are we ready for this?
I think so.
Okay.
Here we go.
We didn't. Okay.
Who would win in a foot race? Spoiler alert. It's not going to be Danny DeVito because he's slow.
Can we start adding Danny DeVito into our list?
Yeah,
me, Danny DeVito, and then whoever else we want.
Oh, wow.
So it's us three and then
we
three
always
Spider-Man.
have somebody that's not going to win. That is what you're saying. Because he's slow.
He's slow.
Yeah. So which one of those three Spider-Mans would actually, wow.
Well, plus us.
Toby. Yeah, plus us.
Okay.
I'm not winning any of those.
You could beat Tobey Maguire.
Okay,
easy.
yeah, I'll probably beat Tobey Maguire.
And Andrew Garfield.
Ow, my back.
He ran it. Didn't he run in that movie where he was like a medical doctor on the battlefield and didn't ever have a gun? He wouldn't carry a gun.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, I never saw it, but he runs in that, right? Probably.
He does. He runs a lot.
But
and he carries people.
He doesn't look like has he ever played an athlete in anything?
I don't think so.
But he's tall, so that helps. He's got a good stride.
Yeah. He seems like he's in shape. They were all in shape. Tom Holland is the most in shape of them.
Okay. So
100 meter, shorter.
100 meter dash. How do we fare? Danny DeVito's last. Let's just go ahead and say that.
Sorry, Danny.
Sorry, Danny.
I would say I could probably beat Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
But I can't beat the other two. There's no way.
I think I could probably take Andrew Garfield in 100 meters because he's tall, and usually tall guys, it takes them a second to get their pace going.
Okay.
Tom Holland, he seems quick to me. He just seems pretty quick.
Well, he's like gymnastics quick.
Yeah. I think he's going to take off the blocks a lot faster than me.
Yeah. But I think he's probably going to slow.
Well, I've got a longer stride because he's 5'8".
Yeah.
So
he's not as tall as Zendaya.
She's 5'10".
Okay.
But she always looks a lot taller because she always wears heels. They talked about it. I saw an interview.
Really?
Yeah.
Why does she do that? Just trying to rub it in?
She's a lady and she dresses up for stuff.
She's a lady.
Wow.
All right. Well,
can't shop here.
We got 100. We got 100 meters.
Okay.
We got 200.
200. See, then I think Andrew Garfield might be able to take me because of his stride.
I think he's catching up.
He's got a stride. So, but then again, he's kind of like pigeon-toed a little bit. But then again, in elementary school, the pigeon-toed kid's always the fastest kid. But then you don't ever see the pigeon-toed kids at track meets later on.
Yeah. No.
But I think it's because they're all in jail. Most of them go to jail. It's like the kid just crumbles up papers and puts them in his backpack. That kid's in prison.
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike.
He had pigeon-toed.
The Dementalist.
All right. There's the 400, the 800. Honestly, at that point, I feel like still I would always put my money on you at the 800.
Oh, because of the meet a chance.
Because you're the champ.
Thanks.
You're the champ.
Haven't done it since.
But you did it
11th
once.
grade. Yeah, in 11th grade. I didn't even do it my senior year. It's like, why would you not follow up?
It's so good.
It doesn't. Looking back, I'm like,
missed opportunity.
Why did I not do it again? It was so stupid.
We've definitely so Tobey Maguire's not even on the track anymore at this point.
Tobey Maguire looks like he's just going to be fed up with all of it. Because I've seen the paparazzi videos of him.
Oh, gosh.
There was
so angry.
There was a video that got released like a day or two ago. It was them like checking through security and it like filmed Tom and he like waves and Andrew Garfield like smiles and Toby's like giving him looks of murder every 2 seconds.
I think it's his face. Murder face.
Murder face.
Yeah, he's not even on the track anymore.
Murder on the beat. Him and Danny DeVito are griping at the guy that shot the gun. That's what they're doing.
Totally. Okay. All right. And then in a full marathon?
No. We do a mile. We're not
doing a mile. Okay.
I ain't run a marathon again.
A mile. All right.
Did a video for that.
Will Ferrell could beat them all.
Yeah. Will Ferrell would be the W.
He would be.
That's what the Will stands for. Is
W.
Yeah.
How do we 3v3 this?
I mean, I think we say, pick any characters.
Welcome to the party, pal. This is 3v3.
Tyler, you weren't ready for the party. Sorry, we partied too soon. My name's Neil, and I like to party.
Well, I've always said that about you. Hot Rod, I get it. I love it.
It's good.
Second greatest movie ever made.
Oh gosh. Well, we take.
I think we pick characters from the movie, and we 3v3 them.
I think we do the villains too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
And everybody.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. Okay.
All right, you go first.
Gosh. Why do I gotta go first?
Because I always go first.
All right. I'm probably gonna take Doctor Strange. Ooh. Is he on the board?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's in the movies on the board.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take Flash Thompson because he wrote a book. Flashpoint.
He's not a great actor.
No.
He's in a high school. He's like in a high school play or something.
He's like the fifth best actor in High School Musical.
It was bad.
Yeah.
My microphone keeps making noises. I am going to go with number 2. I'm going to go with, I'm going to say Electro.
Okay, great choice. I'm going to go Happy Hogan.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. He has all the stuff. He has access to the stuff.
Yeah, he's got all the stuff.
But he doesn't have Iron Man anymore.
He ain't got Iron Man, but he stole some of the equipment.
He stole it. That's really bad. All right, you went with Happy. Man, I feel like they almost mentioned Miles Morales.
They referenced him.
They do.
So they reference.
So it would have been black.
And you tell me if I'm wrong. Well, yeah, there's a part where Jamie Foxx says that, which is a reference to, one, there was a huge push to get Donald Glover Spider-Man when Andrew Garfield got it.
Yeah.
But then also, I didn't like the amount that Donald Glover influenced the actual character of Miles Morales. The writer that did that comic based it around Donald Glover as Miles Morales.
Amazing.
And then, you know this, because Donald Glover was in Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man. No, the first Spider-Man movie. Remember? he was a criminal that was trying to buy that stuff.
Yeah.
That was Donald Glover. You know what his name is in there, right?
No.
Aaron. Uncle Aaron, who was a criminal.
For real?
Yes. The rumor is that they'll do a spinoff. He'll be Uncle Aaron.
Wow.
In the Miles Morales live action movie because they've already set him up in that world.
Okay.
As that guy.
Dang.
I know.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, right?
Oh,
love Donald Glover. Sorry.
I would have to say Andrew Garfield.
Oh, he was so good.
Yeah, he was really good.
So good. Zendaya's my third.
Yeah.
Because Casey Undercover.
You win. You hands down win. Your crew's going to have way more fun.
My crew's going to be dead
trouble.
in approximately 4 seconds.
But having fun.
For that 4 seconds.
All 4 of those seconds, they're having a blast.
What's the best part of the movie? What was your favorite part of the entire movie?
You know which one.
It's the same as mine, I think.
Same thing. You go. Tell them what it is.
It's whenever Andrew Garfield saves MJ.
Gosh.
Like that part, I literally clapped. Like one hard wham. I go, now I think I might have said yes.
Wow. I yelled.
And then you knew it was coming.
Wait, did I yell? Sydney laughed at me later on. She said, you yelled out and you went, woo! I'm like, well, the science ladies were around there somewhere. So I thought that was, I think it might have been at that moment.
I mean, it was the best. It was the best.
That was like, oh my gosh, redemption.
It was so, and she was like, he goes, are you okay? She goes, yeah. And she goes, are you okay?
Yeah.
And he just kind of like nods.
Yeah,
like
he nods. Yeah.
Such a good
Very, very
he
subtle.
stole that movie. He was the best.
Yep.
Him and then, obviously Green Goblin.
So his acting. So
William
I wonder,
Dafoe.
I don't know if you have comments or if you can add us or direct message or something. I'm curious if they de-aged William Dafoe at all.
I know they de-aged Doc Ock.
Yes.
They de-aged him.
But I wonder, because it was so subtle with William Dafoe. He went from, I'm a kind man, I'm making a comeback, I'm trying to do the right thing, to turning so there was a point in there when Tom Holland Spider-Man was like on his shoulders and he was punching him in the face in that hallway and he was hitting him and hitting him. His face just contorted to like pure evil. I was like, golly, he's an incredible actor.
Yeah. Oh, he's an amazing actor. He's Boondock Saints.
Scary.
He's great. He's in Boondock Saints.
My son, Nathan. Nathan sent to me. I sent it to my son. There's a video out there where they deep faked Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman with William Dafoe's face. Have you seen it?
You sent it to me. It's great.
It's really good.
So
good.
Good.
They left her voice in it, and it's really awesome.
But he's a fantastic actor. I'd say him and I think I say that it's like widely dispersed amongst the internet. Willem Dafoe, is it Willem or William? It's Willem.
I think it is Willem.
Willem Dafoe and Andrew Garfield by far did the best in that movie.
Yeah.
Like everybody did great. There's not one person except for Flash that I was just like, no, swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Like they all were incredible. Tom Holland, incredible actor. He showed an amazing range in this movie, especially with the way he handled. Is it Marissa Tomei? Isn't that her name?
Yes.
She did an amazing job.
Yep.
Like everybody was great, but it's like Willem Dafoe and Andrew Garfield were on another level. Yeah. And it's just like, that's what an incredible actor looks like.
The emotional side of it. Actually, one of I think maybe my second or third favorite scene was when Tom Holland is standing there in the rain, right in front of that giant screen of
J. Jacob Jameson.
J.J. Jameson. And I was like, that. It almost looked like it was all animated. It was so crystal clear, and they were so patient with the edits and the filming of it to let moments happen and let it sit. Like if you play the song, I'll have to go look and see if I can find it. But if you play the song from the actual score of when we've already said spoilers, right? So when
I hope so, because I've said everything that happens in the movie.
If you haven't yet, there's a song that they play in there. Where is it? And it's so long for when Aunt May dies. I didn't realize, like when you just listen to the score of it, it's so long. You're just like, wow, they let that sit for a very, very long time. It's impressive.
Yeah,
it's
and
really, really
because they went across. Like while that's happening is whenever you get introduced to the other two Spider-Men. So it's like they're able to it's almost like they bring your heart rate down and then pop it back up with them appearing. So
What is the song
So
called?
dope.
What is the song called? What is the song
That's
called?
that's by Chad Kroger, and it's a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here. Remember that music video? That was a Spider-Man movie song.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you don't care. You're looking up something.
I'm looking up something.
Let me talk about Chad Kroger for a little bit. So this Chad Kroger is the lead singer of Nickelback, and he was hanging out with Stained, and they sang a song for Spider-Man. This is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and oh wow, that's
not it, but that was really loud.
that was really loud.
Sorry,
I've never heard that
I pushed
before.
the volume up there too far. That's on me.
Oh, here
That's
you go.
too much. Yeah, it's exit through the lobby. It's a 4.5 minute song of that moment where he says goodbye to her, like in that moment, and he does a great job. He's like, "Hey, like, no, it's okay. You're okay. You're okay."
Yeah, you can see her hand shaking. You knew.
Honestly, it was wild because when that
Glider?
like, glider hit her, I thought, "Oh, she's dead." But
Yeah.
they didn't do it immediately. They're like,
No.
"Oh, she's up," and I went, "Wait, something's not going to be right here. This is going to be awful."
Yeah.
This song got me. I listened on the way home, and I cried in my car while I ate my caramel corn.
Am I? You got that from Silver Dollar City, right?
Naturally, yes, naturally.
That only place that sells it.
Hey, all of our copyright laws just hit us. I'm so
Oh, we're
sorry.
done. We're done here.
We're dead in the water.
Well, we already did because you made our intro music copyrightable.
Well, yeah, I did.
Some
I'm
rando
sorry.
instrumental guy in
Sorry,
Vermont is making millions
in
off
Germany
of us.
off of us. So you want to will it rock it?
More than anything in the world.
The question on everyone's mind, will it rock? The answer is probably yes.
Well,
Who would The Rock be? In what? Okay. Who in any multiverse? You can pick any of them. Who is he in it? Villain, good guy, bad guy? Who is he? And who would he play?
Wow.
Okay, no. Even better. Who does he replace in this movie to make it better? You know what I love about The Rock? While you're thinking, you know what I love about The Rock? Whenever he's in a movie, like it's always an issue when you're so jacked that if you play any role that is not just like a bruiser, you have to explain it. Like in Red Notice, he was like supposed to be a detective. Like, you're awfully big for a detective. I hear that a lot.
Too big.
Like it's like he has to like he has to explain off the reason that he looks like he's done every steroid
I
in the
know
world.
what it would be. He'd have to play Doc Ock because he's done so many steroids that he can't actually even carry his own body around.
Power of the sun.
It's too. He has to because
Carry
he's
all
like,
the
I
steroids.
can't. Yeah, it's all the steroids.
Extra
It's not-
arms. That makes sense.
Naturally, it would have to be him.
Makes total sense. He's
I think it would be awful if he did it.
awfully good.
Good, great.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know that the guy that plays Sandman, he was not in the movie.
What?
He was not in the movie. He only did voiceover. The only scene where you see him, the only scenes where you see him, they pulled that from Spider-Man 3.
Really?
Yep. He was never because it was Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Thomas,
He's
is that his name?
amazing.
Yeah, he's never in
He's
it.
got an incredible voice.
Yeah, that's all that was in it.
He's in George of the Jungle. I absolutely recommend you go see that.
Oh my gosh, greatest movie ever made.
Well,
Brendan Fraser was ripped.
Yeah, he's not now.
How dare you, Val
He's
Kilmer?
not now.
So, anyways, he was never in the movie.
Awful.
He was that.
I
the
did
clip
not
of him,
know that.
Yeah, that was just voiceovers because his schedule didn't like align. He couldn't make
Had
any of his
too
stuff.
much going on.
But he wants to be in future stuff. He said, but he did have too much going on.
That's
I'm like,
amazing.
What are you doing is bigger than this movie?
Yeah, well,
it
George
gets
of
on my
Jungle
nerves.
3.
We got Tobey Maguire to stop cussing at paparazzi to be in this movie.
It's incredible. Well, that's it. I think we did it. I think we covered everything.
We need to work on our like landing. We
Well, how
land
do we
like
land?
Carrie
How do we land?
Strug. We're like wobbling. They're like, is he gonna fall? Is he not? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And it's like
Do a Carrie Strug sound
for the outro. Stuck the landing.
Nailed it.
Carrie Strug and she starts crying. And Chris Kattan is actually her. So if people that listen to our podcast
Yes,
or watch
please.
our podcast, if they aren't attuned to pop culture, they probably think we are just like raging psychopaths.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we reference so many, like there's such a narrow audience.
It's nonstop.
We literally had to start a podcast with each other because we're the only people we could find that understand our references. And then we're like, oh yeah, this will appeal to a lot of people.
It happens in conversations where I'm with people and I am expecting them to pick up on something I'm saying because they're not you. And I get so disappointed with them. I leave the dinner party early. And I say,
I'm like, I don't care about your big screen.
No, the way I do is I end it the same. I go, well, I think this was Spider-Man No Way Home. And I just walk out and leave.
I'm like, well, I'm going to stick this landing like Harry Strug. I go, they're like, I stand up and go, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And I leave.
And you're like, hey, stay sweet.
Oh, stay sweet. Hope we have some classes together next year. Man, if we had merch, what would we put on it? If we made some merch,
what would we should take viewer feedback on that.
Viewer feedback, legit. Yeah. What do we say or do? Does it say he's blind in one eye and then it points to the eye like an arrow to the eye?
We're gonna get in trouble for that one.
Yeah, you can't do that one.
Copyright.
That's copyrighted. So let us know if we were gonna do merch. What should we do?
What would it be?
Gravy's trying to make us some merch. He talked to me last night about it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was talking about
do all the.
He wants to. He's getting a shirt made. He wants to get it that color blue of our cover, podcast cover, and then he wants to just put sponsored by and list everything that we're sponsored by.
I'd wear that.
I'd wear
buy it.
Sponsored by Biscuits and Gravy. So good.
It's good. All right, guys.
Hey, thank y'all so much for coming to my TED Talk.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Explain Everything podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Explain Everything Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but you're already here. We love you. No, actually, we're in love with you. Thanks for coming on our TED Talk. Bye.